Thank you all for coming today. I invited you here so that I can make a statement about the process used for presenting the artwork and mural on our driveway here at Town Hall, specifically the Black Lives Matter mural. During June of 2020, South Windsor and over 300 cities across the country experienced rallies, demonstrations, and protests in response to the killing of George Floyd in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We all watched the video of a police officer's knee on his neck for almost 9 minutes. During this very emotional time in our town and in the country, we had 3 protest rallies here in South Windsor. 2 of those rallies were organized by a local student and citizen group called South Windsor Black Lives Matter. The organizers and the majority of those who attended the rallies are residents and taxpayers in the town of South Windsor. On June 11th, I had a discussion with the South Windsor Black Lives Matter organizers about establishing some way to show our citizen support for the Black Lives Matter movement. I agreed with their proposal for a mural and was able to secure private funding for the paint. I made sure that no town funds or town staff were involved in the creation of the mural. The mural was then added on June 12th, and I have included in my statement a list of approximately 35 other cities and towns across the country where Black Lives Matter murals are painted on town streets. So I offered my approval for the mural to be added to the driveway near Town Hall, and I take full responsibility for that decision. I did not talk with any other town council members, and the town manager was not involved in making this decision. I did not follow any approved procedure in making this decision, since the town has no formal process for approving this type of mural. Therefore, if this offended some of our residents or members of the town council, or the town manager, or the town staff, I offer my sincere apology to anyone upset by my decision. I ask you to understand the intense emotions and sense of urgency that existed as we watched on TV the video of George Floyd killed by police officers. These were not normal circumstances, and I hope you can view this situation in the context of the national emergency that we had during that time. At this point, I will call on the Town Council to consider establishing a formal process for the approval of artwork or murals requested by any town-based group in the future, and we can begin these discussions as soon as possible. So I thank you for coming. I think there are 2 factors that we need to consider at this point. One is, I think regardless of what your opinion is about the mural, now is the time for all of us in this town to come together and start discussions about racial equality and social justice. So I hope this is a good starting point for us. I would also call on the person or persons who added graffiti to the mural to also please step forward and offer their apology, so that we can begin on an equal footing and start a dialogue and move forward in a positive way to help this community. Thank you all for coming. Any questions? Yeah, any questions?
For those who, I guess, were inside the town and maybe didn't agree to it, I mean, what would be your message to them right now? I mean, if they feel some type of way about whatever the mural said,
right.
What would you tell them?
Well, first of all, I want to make sure they hear that I'm apologizing for the process I use. Secondly, I would say now's the time to sit down and discuss the issues that revolve around racial equality and social injustice in this town, in this country. And I think the town council has formed a Black Lives Matter subcommittee with community residents, and we are proposing a series of programs that will take place in the fall to start those dialogues, those discussions.
Mayor, as you mentioned, South Windsor is not the only city or town that has a
Right.
Black Lives mural. We also have Hartford.
Right.
I know this created a lot of controversy. There was a petition going around to keep it. Why do you think this was so controversial here in your town?
I'm not sure why the controversy. Part of it may have been people were upset that I made the decision as opposed to what the mural said or stood for. So that's why I want to take this out of that discussion and talk about what can we do to help bring this town together. So I think that's part of it.
Do you regret giving your approval for that painting?
I don't regret it. I just think I'm admitting I made a mistake and apologizing. I don't regret it. I think the mural and the folks in this town who were protesting and sponsoring rallies at the time were sincere in their call for social justice.
As you move forward, I know you said that you were going to try to create any type of groups or any type of dialogue with the
Right.
community and so forth. What type of conversations do you think need to be had in order to try to create some type of equal ground amongst 2 different parties?
Yeah, I think we need to bring people together in discussing certain areas of the town, like education, like police work. I think if we have topic-related discussions and let people tell their story, I think that will be a positive outcome because people will hear both sides of the story and the picture that is South Windsor.
How do you tend to appeal to folks who might be resistant to having a conversation in the first place? How do you bring them into the fold?
You know, the best we could do is invite them to take part and hope they will respond. And I've had some discussions. There was a rally just this past weekend with a group called Back the Blue, and I had some very positive discussions with the leaders, and they've already agreed to take part in any community conversation. So I think reaching out to as many groups in town as possible to bring people together is the key.
I noticed that a lot of towns have also classified racism as a public health crisis. And forgive me if I'm not saying it. South Windsor has or has not. But
Well,
by doing that, you said you have.
Yes, in our original resolution that the town council passed unanimously in creating the Black Lives Matter subcommittee, we also declared racism as a public health issue for our community.
So with that being said, I mean, is that kind of going to what you're planning to do in the fall and try to kind of for the future when it comes to like making sure that you pay attention to the education inequality,
Right.
to the economic gap,
Right.
and so forth, the different problems that.
Exactly. That will be our focus. But the key for us is going to be bring as many people in the community together to have those discussions. Now, unfortunately, we'll be doing that mostly on Zoom right now, but we'll do the best we can with Zoom. Thanks.
How did you have this process, you know, hopefully call on the rest of the council to like kind of come to this conclusion about having a process formally?
Yeah, the committee's been meeting. I think they've had 3 meetings already, and they are planning to develop a mission statement, number 1, and then number 2 in September, start with some of these community conversations. So they'll be sponsoring the events.
Then do you think that committee will actually have any type of initiative to try to put on another mural? If that is the case, how do you go about not having the same?
If the committee wants to make that proposal, they just need to bring it to the council, and we'll have that discussion. Right. So I think once the council sets up the process, then the committee could certainly come to the council and say, here's what we're proposing. All right. Thank you all for coming. Appreciate it very much.